What's up, it's Pandemic. You're probably wondering why I'm not using my real voice, and it's simply because I don't want to. Plus I think it's funny that AI is taking over. So why not use it for this video today? I wanted to talk to you guys about the current state of my channel, and the content I'll be posting moving forward. You see, I'm kind of known for making GTA-related videos. Most of them being roleplay videos. I've actually enjoyed every single moment I've uploaded onto my channel, but it seems that this kind of content is dying. There are multiple reasons, but I'm only going to speak on a few reasons on why. Firstly, I want to let all of my supporters know that if it was up to me, I'd continue uploading RP videos weekly, or even daily if I had the chance. But in actuality there are no more heavy roleplay servers anymore. Los Santos Roleplay was pretty much the only decent roleplay server that was left, and they've shut down completely on the SAMP client. They did move over to the Rage multiplayer client that is for GTA 5, but in my opinion it is failing miserably, and the last time I joined the server it had about 12 players max. 5M is also another GTA 5 based multiplayer client that offers roleplay servers, but I will touch on that topic later. So you're probably wondering, why is SAMP roleplay dead? In no order, I will just say my reasons. Shooting videos. Almost every roleplay video that has been uploaded in the last decade are mostly shooting videos. Mainly because these videos are engaging to the community. These kind of videos mainly start off with a gang on their way to retaliate, and they shoot up their rival's neighborhood, and leave. Over time these kind of videos catch other people's attention who want to play the server so they can partake in these activities. It seems like every time a new person came onto the roleplay scene, they wanted to outdo the last person's type of content. For example, we'd see a video of a gang riding through a rival neighborhood, only to turn back around, let off some shots, and leave. Then somewhere down the line, it led to someone wanting to make sure every target in the neighborhood is dead. This was known as blockwiping. Blockwiping in my opinion is by far the most toxic thing that was introduced to the roleplay community because it doesn't give any player the chance to actually live and tell their story, and continue the development of their character. You see, when you die, on most servers, you have to pretty much forget almost everything that led up to you dying. So there's no way for your character to develop on it, and plan on retaliation. Especially if you're roleplaying a young teen in the hood. I don't know who started the whole blockwipe thing, but I believe this was a taunt between two factions who've known each other behind the roleplay scenes, and the tradition trickled over to many more factions to come in the future. Why would this be an issue though? Simply because if one person sees it, the next person thinks that they can do it, or execute it even better. It became a domino effect, and it's probably the first type of videos you'll see if you search LSRP on YouTube. 2. The abuse of physics. These kind of videos you'll have to actually dive deep in to find. If you are familiar with the physics of San Andreas, you'll notice that it's easy to abuse the physics in the game, making it easier for you to shoot and cancel animations to take cover much quickly. This is known as C-bugging. I actually C-bug myself. It's kind of a force of habit once you learn how to effectively do it, but I try my best to not do it in roleplay servers because it gives you an advantage that some players may not know about. All C-bugging does is cancel the shooting animation much quicker than if you were to let go of the aim button after shooting. There are some server scripts that make it to where you cannot C-bug, but it ultimately gives the other party the advantage to kill you, because the solutions usually just freeze your player or knock you into an animation that you can't stop. Another one is C-rolling. I won't go in depth with this one, but if you know you know. 3. Aesthetics. I don't think many people will agree with me on this, but I think that the standard of how your game should look has turned a lot of community members into clones. I remember when I would see some roleplay videos on my feed and I'd just watch them solely for the various unique mods that people had in their game. Skins, guns, effects, cars, and weather mods are popular among the SAMP community, and almost every time a user uploaded their roleplay clips, someone had a cool mod that they had and everyone wanted it. Eventually this rolled over to ENB mods, and these mods improved the graphical aspect of the game with things like bloom, shadows, motion blur, and even ambient occlusion. To sum this up, I remember when most roleplay clips used low poly skin mods. Then out of nowhere the HD mods came, and surprisingly this era changed the trajectory of the roleplay scene. I believe this happened around 2011 and 2013. But eventually the community would make its way back to low poly skins with mixed elements. It was a weird time to say none at least. Even right now currently, now a lot of the roleplay servers that have factions all have the same standard for the types of mods you can use such as skins, and the type kind of resolution you can use for your screenshots. Mostly 800 by 600, which I think is pretty shitty. These screenshots don't look good in my opinion, and kills the cinematic creativity if you were to do the screenshots of your own. I get that some people want their threads to look clean, but this standard for almost every faction is bullshit, and I think that people should set their own standards and think for themselves. Hacks. I'll keep this one brief. I think the guys who started to use hacks were sore losers, and because of this they started hacking. They got so good with hacks on they couldn't play the game normally. Things like a toggable God mode, B2, and even aimbot. There's also a bunch of other script mods that I won't get into because I try to be ignorant as much as possible to them. They break the game and don't make it fun for other players who want to go by the server's rules. Now, I may be glossing over a lot of things in my points, but I want to let you guys know that I'm only going off of memory that I remember, or some things I've recently processed in my brain after reminiscing and asking myself, what happened? How I used to see roleplay was very simple. Someone or a group of friends decided to come up with a faction, mostly real-life gangs and some being fictional, and they make a thread on the server's forums. Over time they would showcase the development of the faction in a series of screenshots from different players' perspective. All the players would have different personalities and they all contributed in the faction in different ways, all while showing these screenshots for the community to see. But way back before there were screenshots, these faction threads were mostly discussions and feedback. I started to come around when screenshots were a thing and a requirement in order to roleplay within the faction. It was their way of them knowing that you were active and actually trying to roleplay with them. A lot of YouTubers started to upload videos of their roleplay in a very unique and detailed way, showcasing their characters' day-to-day life in their gang. My favorite videos were the ones where gangs would go to rivals' neighborhoods to cross out tags, or simply do NPC robberies to give cops a chance to be involved in their gang roleplay as well. Even the shooting videos were engaging because they would show how the gang pretty much executed plans to go ride out on their enemies. These videos were top tier in my opinion. But somehow these kind of videos got shorter and shorter, and all we see is the part where the gang just simply hops out and shoots everyone in the player's view and they try to get away after a shit load of cops show up trying to neutralize these guys. And that's another thing I wanted to speak on. Out of nowhere people had no fear of killing cops. Cops were literally getting smoked in the most unique ways possible, and I can't lie, I thought the shit was funny and I still do every time I see one of these cops getting ambushed by a bunch of guys in a BMYDJ skin or a Vago skin, or better yet a hobo skin. If you've seen anyone in these skins, you were in for a rude awakening if you entertained and provoked them in the slightest bit. I don't want this video to be a rant or a complaint. I just want my supporters, or supporters of the SAMP community in general, to understand that although these videos are fun to make, the standard of SAMP roleplay is pretty much dead, and everyday Sumio manages to kill it even more because they are literally doing what the last person did to make the community toxic. Today there are a few roleplay servers out there, but they usually don't peak that many players. And the ones that do peak are probably only online to shoot and log off to edit their DM clip. Red County Roleplay is a server that has recently been brought back and has been doing relatively well. I can't actually give my full opinion on the server though, since it's very hard for me to get used to knowing how much I played LSRP. I'm sure if I spent some of my free time on there and got to know the community it wouldn't be that bad. If you have the streets of Los Santos. This is a RPG server. And I'll be completely honest, this server is literally for people who are new to the roleplay scene. If you want a video on the differences it has versus a heavy roleplay server, just like and comment and I'll try my best to put together another video on it. Basically what I'm trying to say is it's not that good to me, and probably is good to the ones who've played those kind of roleplay servers in the beginning. But even when I joined those servers, the gangs don't really roleplay with you if you're an outsider, they always go shoot AR rivals and you have to deal with the gunfire later on, all because you're a resident of their neighborhood. To close out this video I just want to say that I'm not going to stop making videos, but with the current state of roleplay servers it may be a while before I upload something related to it. I've also had countless people ask me about my mods that I've used in my videos from 2 years ago, and I just want to say that those mods are completely gone. One day my hard drive crashed and I couldn't get it out of a boot loop. So everything in my roleplay videos from 2 years ago cannot be recovered, and half of the mods I either created myself or found on the internet. Sorry, but I won't spend hours on the web trying to find mods for you guys, you'll just have to do your research. That's the end of this video, and if you enjoyed it I'll see you in the future. Feel free to comment any extra things in regards to what I said, but overall this is my opinion so I don't expect you all to agree with me. Thanks, and I'll see you all next time.